is arguably now one of Marvel's most famous superheroes, especially after he basically started the MCU. But not every villain that he's fought over the decades is a winner or even makes it past one issue. So here are some Iron Man villains that you've never seen before. 10. Technovore. Technovore is more popular, but is still kind of an obscure Iron Man villain, appearing in various TV shows and even anime, as well as of course the comics. Technovore originated from nanotech created on a space station, and believe it or not, Tony Stark was actually against nanotech at first, which is funny considering where the MCU ended with his suits. What started out as a small problem quickly turned into a waking nightmare. Technovore absorbed anything that it came in contact with. In the end, the nanotech monster was uncontainable, and the only option was to cause an explosion big enough to take most of it out. A small sample did survive though, and was later found at source control. 9. Doctor Strange. Now this is not the hero that you're thinking of, but instead the less popular scientist, Carlo Strange. His lack of ethics and wild theories lost him respect within the scientific community, and also eventually sent him to prison. He was struck by lightning, which increased the electrical energy of his brain, making him smarter. He used his new intelligence to build a machine capable of mind-controlling Iron Man and had the hero free him from jail. With his new freedom, he vowed to take over the world, and to do so, he launched a powerful explosive as a warning into the atmosphere, and basically said there's more where that came from, and told every country to surrender to him. Obviously, it doesn't work. Iron Man beat him, but Strange escaped and later expired at the hands of the Punisher. 8. Commander Kraken. Commander Kraken, the modern-day pirate, worked with Hydra and kidnapped some Stark employees, and of course, Tony Stark himself. Equipped with an electricity shooting sword and bionic leg that allows him to fly, the Commander had everything he needed to give Iron Man a run for his money. He lost in the end, of course, and Iron Man destroyed his fleet, but he did give it a really good try. 7. The Demolisher. From the second Iron Man comic, we have the Demolisher, a robot created by Drexel Ford to destroy Iron Man. Unfortunately, the robot went a little off script and tried to eliminate more than just Iron Man, including Ford's daughter. The villain and the hero had to work together to destroy this creation. Much later, like decades later, a copy or maybe even like the same robot popped up again and was defeated when Iron Man literally ripped it apart. 6. Minotaur. Minotaur was once a regular guy with a mad scientist father. The problem was he also had an unspecified but incurable disease. Not to worry though, because his mad scientist father found a mystical chemical recipe in the ruins of a maze, and he was willing to just try that. It did work at first, and his son was healed, but then he just kept changing and eventually became a Minotaur. His father forced him to raid nearby villages for materials, which caught the attention of Iron Man. There was this big, epic battle in a secret underground cavern that collapsed eventually on Minotaur and his father, and they haven't been seen again. 5. Thunderball. Thunderball is definitely on the more popular side when it comes to Iron Man villains, but I thought he was neat. With intellect comparable to Bruce Banner, Dr. Elliot Franklin managed to invent a mini gamma-ray explosive. Unfortunately, Franklin wasn't able to get funding in the traditional ways, so he turned to robberies. While in prison, he met the men that formed the Wrecking Crew, a criminal team powered by various wrecking equipment enhanced by magic. Thunderball's weapon of choice was, of course, a wrecking ball. 4. Gargantus. Gargantus was a robot made by a mysterious alien race that kind of honestly looked like puppets when I saw them, but they had the intention to rule over humanity as alien races usually do. He was modeled after early humanity and did manage to take control of an entire city. The problem was a resident of that city had a date with Tony Stark, and when she didn't show up, he looked into why, leading to the discovery of this early alien takeover. Iron Man defeated the robot by literally ripping him apart with magnets. 3. Spores. In Iron Man 157, these random alien spores were en route to attack Earth, but they took a pit stop in Iron Man's space station to fight the hero. The spores eventually grew in size to this snake worm thing. Eventually, we do find out from this other alien race that the spores, they fly across the galaxy, consuming mechanical energy. Iron Man fixes this by altering their metabolic modes so they take nourishment from starlight instead, and they roam around more out of curiosity from now on. 2. The Mad Pharaoh. Now this is a wild ride. The Mad Pharaoh was from ancient Egypt, of course. He rebelled against Cleopatra, but when he realized that he was losing, he used dark magic to place himself in suspended animation and tucked himself away for thousands of years. Discovered in the modern age by Iron Man and awoken, the Mad Pharaoh decided to use modern technology to go back in time to again try and defeat Cleopatra. But he needed Tony Stark's help, so he created a disease that would decimate Earth unless Tony agreed, of course. Using the Chariot of Time, the pair did make it back to ancient Egypt, but Iron Man faked his death. He went to help Cleopatra, and the Mad Pharaoh fell on his sword after attempting attempting to flee back to the future. 1. Weasel. Weasel made the top of this list because of his rags to riches story. This small-time criminal managed to break into Stark Industries and steal the case with Tony's Iron Man armor inside. He then went on a crime spree dressed as the superhero. Eventually, Tony tracked him down in an older version of the Iron Man suit, and though he was at a disadvantage with older technology, his advantage was that he designed the suit that Weasel was wearing, so it wasn't hard for him to trick Weasel into using up all the suit's energy and then later arrest him. But what do you think? Let us know your favorite Iron Man villain in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, nerds!